Hey y'all, Scott here. Oh wait, I'm not Nathaniel Bandy. Sonic Superstars. It's out now. But how does this game hold up? Is it as bad as people think? Is it better than people think? Or is it a good middle ground? Now, personally, I enjoyed the game, but if we're gonna talk about my opinions and all whatnots, let's take a look into the first level. Now, the first level of the game, surprise, surprise, it's not Green Hills. Who knew Sega could do it? Well, me neither. But I still think the first level is really fun and it's really good. And I personally enjoyed it, you know? But one thing I have to say about it is that it feels like they're force-feeding you nostalgia here and there. Now, before I get into that, we'll get into that in a minute. I have to tell you, I have to give it to Sega. The Chaos Emerald and how you get it, it's new. It's nothing like I've seen before. And that's really cool. It's fun, it's innovative, it's not like anything in the rest of the game. And that's good. They're making new things. And even though it is still technically a classic game, they're making new things for it. They're innovating, as they should. But like I was saying earlier, it feels like they're trying to force feed you nostalgia. At least that's how I interpret it. You know? But it depends how you see it. And it doesn't mean it's bad. Alright? Like, the way sometimes, like the ways you collect the medals, they're always going back to that one thing in Sonic 1. Or the checkpoints. Checkpoints? Yeah. When you get 50 rings, you get teleported to the place. Sonic 2. But honestly, although I said that it feels like they're force feeding you nostalgia, it doesn't mean it's bad. If you love it, that's okay. You can love it. Personally, I think it's kind of weird, like as if they're relying a bit on the nostalgia to make this game good when they don't really have to do that. And all of this is optional. You don't need to do that to get the Chaos Emerald. So I'll give that the point. I'll say that although I kind of feel iffy about it, I think overall it is a pretty good touch for the more hardcore audience. So, the bosses. Now, after I finished playing the game, I had gone through all the bosses. And let me tell you what I think of them. The bosses, they're fun. I enjoy them, you know. But I still kind of think, you know, they're a bit easy. And that's perfectly okay. If they're easy, if they're hard. It overall depends on what type of video game player you are. And the bosses are easy, so if you're a more laid-back type of gamer, this game is really good for you. If you kind of wish there were harder bosses, I don't know. So, that's what I have to say on the bosses. Oh, one more thing. I was talking to my friend this morning, and he said that they reuse tracks from Mania for the bosses, or somewhere in the game. I don't know. That seemed like something interesting I'd like to share. If it's true, it's false, let me know down below. Alright, thanks. Now let's move on to the multiplayer. Now, for me, the multiplayer, I kind of enjoyed it. I didn't play it that much, but from the little bit I did and the little bit I saw, it looks really cool. I really like that you can customize your characters and go into online and you get to see how other people customize their characters. I think it's cool because it gives you a reason to go back into the game and keep on playing to find more medals. You're like, oh, I want to get the Sonic head, and I want to get the yellow spray paint, so I can customize my character and make him look all so cool and whatnot. And I think that's pretty neat. It's pretty neat, yeah. So that's what I have to say for multiplayer. But for like the actual, campaign multiplayer, I also thought it was pretty nice. It's pretty neat. Kind of reminds me back in like 2009 when New Super Mario Bros. Wii released, and it was incredible. 4-player Mario. That's something no one had seen before, and it kind of gives me similar vibes. 4-player Sonic. I don't know where else there's been a 4-player or even multiplayer Sonic game like this one. If there is, let me know. But I think it's really cool. I like it. I think it's awesome. But that's all I have to say for this section. One last thing before I give my review on the game. I just want to say I really like the neat details in this game. For example, sometimes when you're playing in the background, you can see other characters. Like when I was playing as Tails. And personally, I thought it was adorable. I think it's really cool. As well as the character design. They're also really nice. And the other skins, they're pretty cool, like the Lego ones or the Rabbit, Sonic, or what was supposed to be Sonic. I think it's cool. Now, anyways, let's go on to my review. As you may know, the IGN review for Sonic Superstars was a 7 out of 10. I kind of think that was a bit harsh. And even with all those little nitpicks and whatnot, they're just nitpicks. So, my review, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. It's a new Sonic game, a new 2D Sonic game. And when was the last time we got one of those? It's been a couple years. It's a whole new art style in all of this. The cutscenes are also great. So, I think with all the added stuff, and everything Sega did with this game, 9 out of 10. But after all, if you don't like the game, or if you love it, if you wish it was a 10 out of 10, or if you wish it was a 6 out of 10, that's fine. This is just my opinion. So, thank you all for watching. Have a good one. Bye.